Hi, this is Brittany. This is part one of my journey. How did I become a holistic esthetician? I had a couple clients today, and then I decided that I was going to use my studio as a background and actually put it in horizontal mode so it would look nice on YouTube. I was getting everything set up, and of course, I had to go make sure I had no mascara. And when I finally sat down, I felt so nervous. Like, I'm not talking for a long time because I was literally like, my heart was beating so fast. Nobody was in the room. The people next door, they weren't even there. So I don't even know why I was so scared, but I'm just looking at myself now and I'm like, okay, this is crazy. And I want to just put this out there, all these things and emotions that I'm feeling, because it is really scary just sharing your story. And I mean, I think I have something to say. Lots of people have things to say, but I just want to document this entire process because this has been something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've been so scared to do it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany and I'm a holistic esthetician. This is my studio. I thought I would record today and just tell you a little bit about my journey and how I became to I want to tell you a little bit about my journey and how I got to where I am today, and I'm so thankful. And you know, I just finished my last client, and it was actually my first Google client that found me on Google, so that was really exciting. Most of my clients have been referrals, which I 100% appreciate because you guys recommend some amazing people. My clients recommend some amazing people, but having someone find me on Google was really, really exciting. So I just kind of want to talk a little bit about how I got here. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, actually. I went to Toni & Guy Beauty School in 2007. I went after high school, and I did the full course. It took like 1,600 hours, I believe, and it took about a year and a half, and I graduated in 2008, and I landed my first job at a salon. It was an Aveda salon. I think I was 19 or 18. I was 18, turning 19 at the time. No, maybe I was 19. It doesn't matter. I was 19. And I think it's just so crazy how your path just kind of leads you, like little breadcrumbs to where you're supposed to be. If you know anything about Aveda and the salon, the name Aveda actually comes from Ayurveda. They got their name inspired from Ayurveda, which means knowledge of life, and they practice holistic beauty, which is connecting the mind, body, and spirit. And I learned so much from that experience working at that salon. And I actually, like I said, I'm a cosmetologist, so I was assisting at the time. I was on the floor doing blow dries, doing hand treatments. I did know how to wax brows, but I was asked if I wanted to learn how to do facials. So I took a Dermalogica course, and then I also took advanced Aveda techniques. And when I took the advanced Aveda classes, that's when I really kind of found a piece of myself. Her name was Helga, who taught the classes, Helga Hefner, and she was so inspiring. I remember I wrote in my journal when I came home from class and went to the hotel that night. I said, I want to be like Helga. I want to teach people. I want to educate people. And I was just so inspired. She talked a lot about the mind, body, and spirit connection. She talked a lot about hands-on healing, about energy transfer. We talked about meditation, all of these things that you wouldn't expect to learn in a facial skin class. But she says that, you know, being in such close proximity with people, with anything, right? Even if you pass someone at the store and they're in a bad mood, like, you're going to grab some of that bad mood, like, oh, they put me in a bad mood. So imagine being in such close proximity with someone, like, you are going to feel their energy. You're in it, right? So I remember what I started experiencing were synchronicities, and that was the first time I had experienced synchronicities, where my eyebrow client, you know, I'm telling her how excited I was about these new classes. And she's like, oh, she's like, have you heard about the red string book, the red string theory? And she ended up bringing me a Kabbalah bracelet and the red string book. And I was telling her about a book I read, and I exchanged that book with her, and my husband actually got that book for me, which was another, well, he was my boyfriend at the time. We've been together for a long time, but he actually got me another book. I started attracting clients that were in sync and aligned with what I was putting out there, right? I was so excited from having learned all of these new techniques and energy and meditation and seeing a purple light. And so when I was talking about that to my clients, my eyebrow clients or my facial clients or hair clients, they were on a similar frequency, similar vibration, which I now know it's a synchronicity. Like, you are attracting the people that are in your field. And they started recommending me books. They said, oh, have you read this book? Have you read the 4 Agreements? Have you heard of the red string theory? Like, and so that kind of just snowballed, right? And one thing that I didn't learn, which I know now, is because of being in such close proximity with people, I started to really pick up on others' energy. I would be doing massages, and then I would literally feel the client's pain in my back. I said, oh, does your back hurt right here? And does it feel like this? And they said, yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh yeah, my back hurts too. And it started getting too much for me because I didn't know how to clear my energy. I didn't know how to protect my energy from absorbing others. When clients were so relaxed in their facial treatment, I was like falling asleep. I was like trying to massage and I'm falling asleep. And I'm like, okay, I literally need to not be mirroring these people, and I need to be my own sovereign being and not accept their energy. And that's something that I've learned, especially now these past 4 years, especially these past 2 years, just being working in the studio. But that's something that I learned to do eventually down the road through more healing, more exploring, more spirituality. And then I moved out of the country. It's a big time hop. I did that for 3 years, and then I got the opportunity to move out of the country. My husband, boyfriend at the time, we went to Guadalajara, Mexico, and he actually went to med school out there. They have a program that anyone can apply to. Obviously, it is cheaper than going to med school in the US. We met some amazing people from all over the world. We have some great friends still from Indiana that we met there. But there was people from Texas, California, Puerto Rico, Arizona. So what I did to make money, I had a salon in our apartment, and I cut hair for the students because some of them didn't speak Spanish. I didn't speak Spanish myself. I'm Mexican American, and I grew up not speaking Spanish, so it was definitely an experience. I feel like I do speak Spanish a lot better now. I can carry a conversation. I'm not as embarrassed, and that's a whole other identity thing I had to work through. I remember going to Starbucks in Mexico, and the barista was like, I was like, okay, I got my coffee. Un latte de cajeta, por favor, con leche light, right? And then I was like, I got it. And then he's like, ¿Y qué tamaño quieres? And I'm like, what the hell is a tamaño? I'm like, sí. And then my husband's like, what size do you want? I'm like, oh. So I had so much to learn, but I feel so much more confident. Both of my girls are bilingual, and that is something that's really important to me because I know how I felt less than not knowing Spanish, and I know that that's another colonizer feeling that many of us feel, but I digress. So I was there for 2 years. I loved living there. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful city. And then we got the opportunity to come back. He finished his last 2 years of med school here, And that's when I got a new job, and Dry Bar was just opening, and it was like popping. It was like 2013. It was like a new thing. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. I want to do that. I want to just do one thing. Of course, I can't just do one thing. I'm a Leo. I'm fucking all over the place. So I applied, I got the job, and I remember there was a staff meeting like the first week I got hired, and they were having a position for a shop educator. And I was like, oh, I could do that. Basically, it ends right here. I am going to do a part 2, but me saying that out loud just made me laugh, and I stopped filming because I had the audacity to say that out loud.